more attentive, more attractive in the class. I'll tell you. Now I want each one of you to tell me one point. Nobody is spared. All of you should tell me one point which you learned in my 1 hour talk. Ready? Now, everybody have to tell. Nobody will repeat what others already told. That is what I do. These are all the tricks. And now tell me who want to tell first. You understood? Generally in the classroom when you ask them, they will not come forward. Now he has only 1 point, what he will do? She has only 1 point because only 1 point I got. I want to tell because that point is told by somebody else, finished, my chance is gone, right? This is the trick which I use in my classes. Got it? Now the last person will be in trouble. All people finished 30 points, I will not leave. I want a new point, that's it. Now tell me who want to tell first. Yeah, start.
Learning should be effective, not effective.
Effective and effective, you are wrong. E effective and A effective. Both has to be there. So you look at on Google, E, put a bracket A, FFE, you will see only one person selected, that's me. Because I used it many times. E effective and A effective, Dr.TPS. You will see many of my lectures. All my teachers training program, that's a common heading which I give. Yeah, somebody else.
Through story
Yeah, deductive methods. That can be used in some of the subjects, but not all subjects. Yeah.
In this world of competition and competence, English, communication English is indispensable and
Actually, English communication is different. Communication is different from language. Communication is required, not only English, mathematics also.
that's what.
Mathematics is also a language. Mathematics is a language. First understand this. Without mathematics, physics cannot work, chemistry cannot work, biology cannot work, social science cannot work, commerce can never work, economics cannot work. So mathematics is as important as English. English is as important as mathematics. And both require a lot of logical reasoning. That is why we have verbal reasoning and we have pictorial reasoning, mathematical reasoning. Correct? Reasoning is logic. Yukti yuktam upadeyam vachanam balakatavi anyatranam avatyajam apyuktam brahmakatavi. Traditionally also yukti. Yukti is logic. Without yukti nothing works. Yeah. Next.
Sir, as per CBSE, art integrated in other subjects.
Art is integrated into?
Art integrated into other subjects like chemistry, biology, physics.
Yes.
Art integration.
Yes. It's all integrated. It's all one and the same. Next.
Sir, sometimes when we are teaching language as a subject, sometimes student asks why exactly language is important per se. So my first observation would be, what exactly is language? For example, if we are talking about language, it is actually a sound. We know that we have so much of scripts, different kinds of script, be it Hindi, be it Sanskrit. But what are those things? We have to make them understand these are actually sound that has been produced in our environment and we have to relate it to them. And that make them interesting. That is what I do.
Which subject you teach?
English.
English. Yeah. Next. Yeah.
Sir, as you know that human body is a software and one input is enough to activate the other input. So in a class, if we feel that the students are not attending the class, then we can create some humor or we can create some drama in the class relating to the topic which is running.
Which subject you teach?
Mathematics.
Mathematics. Yeah.
So we can make them more attentive in the class.
Do you know how I teach resultant vector? You have resultant vector in which class?
Sir,
Resultant vector.
11th class.
11th class. So what do? You know what generally I do? I'll ask somebody to stand there. Two people will pull my one hand. If that is pulled, the other hand is pulled with equal force. What will happen? I will not move in both sides. I will move in the center. That's a resultant vector. I do lot of such activities in the classroom.
So it is required to make the
Activities will make them to realize. You have to be very creative to create such activities also. Not that simple. Got it. Good, wonderful. Look at some of my classes in which what I did is you can do that. Take a 1 feet normal scale which you get, the steel, flexible one. Generally it has got a hole on the other side, one side. The other side doesn't have. So I will buy 4 scales. I will make a hole there, other side. So both sides you have got holes and make a square. So what is the perimeter of the square which I make? 1 feet, 1 feet, 1 feet, 1 feet, 4 feet. Very simple, they are seeing it in front of them, right? Then same scale, nut and bolt is put there. I carry them for my classes. And then just flip it once, it becomes a circle. Are you getting what I am saying? But the circumference of the circle is not 4 feet. That becomes 2 pi r. Very small difference only. Small difference, because the net, instead of like this, flip it like it. So it will become slightly bigger than a square. So therefore it can encompass a sphere, a square inside. You are seeing it. Now what I do is, one side nut and bolt I remove, and the other side I move, put a stick inside or maybe a thread inside, and then rotate it fast. Once I rotate, you can see automatically this part will compress and the mid part will expand. That's how the earth is equator, it is more wider, and this is geography. So I teach geography using the mathematics principle. Now that square, if I want to pass through my body, it will not. But the circle I can pass. Slightly expand it and make it an ellipse. Area is changing. Circumference is not changing. Therefore, you can pass it through my body. Got it? So you can teach area, circumference, shape preserving, area preserving. There are a lot of things which comes in mapping. The normal cadastral mapping, the surveyor will tell you all this. It's all small tricks which you can use it. I learned it from my 9th grade the physics teacher, Anandan Master. He used to make such things. He was a biology teacher. He used to teach maths, physics, chemistry, everything. And he makes such things at home. So I learned so many things from him. Good. Visualizing. Classrooms has to be an edutainment place, not an education place. Yeah.
Sir, we can use PPTs and videos during PPT.
Actually, PPT is, I have PPT for hundreds and thousands of lectures. In the beginning, it's good. Then what happens is I will not be creative. I will not look at the audience. I will look at the PPT. Alright. What is PPT? Whatever you have, you are projecting it on you. Best thing is to write on board as they grow. Otherwise, they will read it. While seeing and reading, what happens is their attention will not be there what you are saying. The eyes will catch. All the time, eyes catches attention. Suppose you want to show some animation, simulation, videos, sound, all that you can show digital. PPT is a copy of your board or a text. Actually, it is boring and useless. And most of the people use it. So whenever I go for lectures, they will ask, PPT? I said, no PPT, powerful points I'll give. Whether you have a PPT or powerful points, what is that you want? Powerful points, right? It will not become creative. This will not become what is not written on PPT is not there in your brain. Finished. PPT can be a guideline. And it is multimedia. My book is on multimedia education. Animation, simulation, all that is required. In between I can show some cinema, I can show some advertisements, I can show where is it being taught, somebody's experiment. See, love for physics, there is a beautiful lecture by Walter. I can teach simple pendulum not better than him, nobody can teach. So I cannot put a thread from the roof and then sit there and then swing in the classroom, right? But he has done it. That is how the simple pendulum is being taught. So if I show that, it becomes thrill. So I must show videos of great experts. Then it's fine. Which subject you teach? Biology. Biology, I think, assume that you want to teach DNA patterns, Okay, how the cell transfers information. Very difficult. So you will require it. Definitely you will require such videos. There are beautiful videos. I have thousands of them. Not now. Maybe 20 years back I started collecting the DNA pattern. How is it transferring the knowledge? How the chromosome is. How do you teach the chromosome communication? The blood cells, how is it growing? I cannot show anything else. I cannot draw it. Best thing which I cannot draw, which I cannot show in the outside world, show that in the digital world. I had great friends from cellular and molecular biology who used to teach this. So I used to pick up them to show how effective a biology class can be with the multimedia. So look at it. Best. All biology teachers should use. And you can do a lot of augmented reality, artificial intelligence readily available. Use it in your classroom. Biology teachers should use it. If you have not seen the movie called Sir with a Love, Sir with a Love. Have you seen? An engineer becoming a teacher. He got a job. Sir with a Love. English movie. You must have seen Chalk and Duster and etc. Right? No. This is a little old one. A must watch movies. Sir with Love. He got a job in a teaching academic institution, and then he got a real job as an engineer. Now his passion became so much, he said, I am not going to go out of the school, I am going to be a teacher here, permanent. So he leaves his job and then he starts teaching. So there are so many beautiful movies. Must watch English movies, look at it for a teacher. You will see at least 10 great movies. See that. Then you will know, oh, this is how. I don't know how many of you have seen de-schooling. De-schooling. Yeah. Lot of documentaries are there. Unschooling, de-schooling. You don't have to recur school. You know who is the first UGC chairman of India? The Education Minister of India. First Education Minister. The first NIT of India. National Institute of Technology, NIT. That's called REC, Regional Educational Center. Where is it? Bhopal. That is under his name. Maulana Asad. You know one Asad, right? Kalam, you know one Kalam. Yeah, mixed together is the greatest academic person in India. That's why I said two names mixed together, you will get one name. And he is the first Education Minister of India. And he started UGC, he started Regional Education Center. And you must know that he never attended to schools. He learned from his home. Homeschooling. India's first Education Minister never attended schools. So attending school is not making somebody great. Understand that first. But their parents were good, they had a beautiful library. Your students are good only when they have beautiful library at home. Parents are good, therefore a lot of books will be there, right? So you should have, we don't have that habit. America, every small village sort of a place, county, it's called a county. Every county has a library. And every county has got a seminar hall. When I went there, I started teaching in many counties. Yoga. One county, one yoga center. One day, it's given free for you. All facilities are given free for you, if it is educative. Not for business and marketing. So I conducted my programs in different counties in the library. And you can see young children will go there and they have got a very child-friendly library. Children can pick a book, open it on the ground, sit on the ground, and parents will sit somewhere else and read. Library is a beautiful place of learning. You don't have that culture. And I have seen some place where probably as big as the stage, that many racks, only about Mahatma Gandhi. And I was wondering why that many number of books from India, printed in India, available in America. Then I asked a question and I was doing research on why America has got so many Indian books. Hindi books are there, Bangla books are there. The reason is, earlier we were importing wheat dalia for school, childhood for food that was given, even in my school. And the ship was carrying books back. The World Trade Policy says when somebody gives something, we have to give to somebody else. And what India could give was books, and what we got was food. Imagine today what happens. Every people go there to learn, right? So whether India progressed or India is down. Our people go abroad for studies, means we are not able to give that standard education in India. Every road can be asphalt. Development is not that. Developing temples are not being spiritual. Inside you develop, then you are spiritual. Developing infrastructure is not development. There is a difference between, look at the dictionary meaning of progress and development. Both are different. We are progressing. We are not developing. Understood? I look at things very carefully. I was not a person passionate going to America, but now I love America probably more than India because you have freedom, you have free place where you can give lecture. India, if you want a place to give lecture, we don't get audience. I could teach Bhagavad Gita only in America, not in India. Good audience are there, are very sincere. They were ready to learn different language songs. In a church, the church choir group, I taught Sanskrit, 4-line songs, Bangla, Gujarati, Kashmiri, and Kerala, Malayalam. All pan-India, all the corners of India, and Hindi, and then asked them to sing this in the church program. And when I did this, the priest called me as a guest, and on Sunday service, I was also sharing with him on the platform, and we shared it together and did a Sunday routine. That program is called, that place is called Indiana. So look at India, Na, the place is also a beautiful place, right? Indiana. India, Na, bridge to India, Na. That is the title of my video. You can see how beautifully they took. I remember I taught to them all the 10 avatars of Dashavatara which we have, right? I got the small statues and then put it in a dabba, and then the local white young kids playing around, asked them to pick up one, and then PPT I used. All the names were put there and then said Malsya, Kurma, Varaha, everything was there. I asked to look at it and then match and then say which one is this. So he was telling, yeah, this is fish and this is Matsya. So by one activity, all of them learned 10 avatars. If I give a PPT, they will not learn. So what I did, use a PPT, put an activity together, made it like a game so that everybody enjoyed. Got it? Some more points or some more questions you can ask them. So use this method. After the class, ask children to tell. If all of them can tell points, then you are a great speaker. You are a great teacher. If nobody is able to tell, resign the job and you are not fit for teaching. That's it. Come on. Somebody has a question. Somebody was raising hand. I said hold it.
Sir, I wanted to ask, as a language teacher, what are the methodology that you would suggest?
What you want to teach is more important. Language is different and literature is different. So language is communication skill, right? So I keep saying, the other day I was there in Delhi, early childhood education, and I released my books. I don't have copies to give. The books which I released, I will show you. Only for release, these 6 books were released there. One is on pregnancy, time, how parenting is important for upbringing of the children. I am from an Ayurvedic family. So we all, in our childhood, we have got, in our own home, we have got a gynecology ward. Chaipu. The place is called Chaipu, right? I have seen my all sisters delivering there. All Ayurvedic medicines are fed. The kajal is made inside the house. So we have a room which is specially for making kajal. The whole room is black because of the kajal which is made. Now what you can do is you can take kajal from that wall and then apply it. No plastic. It's a plain stone. And this is the mental well-being of a child from age 3 to grade 7. Grade 8 to 12, it's a different book. That's also done. And this book is, my concept of education is called Grandma Child Care Shiksha Gurukulam. It's like a grandmother's education. In grandmother's education, we will not put, when everybody comes into their grandparents' house, we will not ask all the age 3 children go to this room, age 4 children go to this room. Will you do that? They will all mix, right? Don't they communicate and learn so many things? Now today what are we doing? LKG one room, UKG one room, grade 3 one room. No. My concept is let all of them come into some single hall and give some lot of activities so that they will start learning mathematics, communication, all that. So what is that language they learn? In this is from A to Z, ambitious beginning, starting up to grade A to G, and H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. That is the way in which it is written. This is from M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. This is from T to Z. So this is A to Z of age 3 to grade 3 education. The headings are also written like that. The titles are also written like that. This is one thing which I did during the COVID. That's why I said COVID was a great blessing. I did a lot of vocabulary experiments on this and found, I don't call tiny tots, I call them as tech tots. They are not tiny now, they are technology driven. Okay, so such methods are used here, experiments are done on that. Now when you learn a language, how do you teach them a language? During that program we had almost 26 people who speak different languages. Okay, Georgia was there, English people were there, Hindi. In India state itself, different languages, right? I called all of them here and then taught only small words. All of you will learn now at least 4 South Indian languages because I am here in North India, which I will tell you in Hindi. All of you will learn. Try this. It's very simple to learn. I will not translate. Without translating, I will tell you. Okay? Ivide. Repeat. Ivide. 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 You understood the meaning? Finished. Did I translate? Avide. Repeat. Ivide. Avide. Evide. Finished. Now you can speak to anyone. You understood? Everyday phone. You understood? No. Everyday phone. Everyday phone. Everyday. Where? Kahan hai? That's what we ask now. Everyday phone. Everyday phone. Everyday fan. Everyday fan. Finished. You could communicate in Malayalam now. Now you know Malayalam. Understood? Is it language learning simple or not? Now I'll teach you Tamil. Inge. 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 Ange. Enge. Tamil also you learn. Okay. Illi. Illi. Repeat. Illi. Alli. Elli. Ikkade. Akkade. Ekkade. Telugu Kannada. Akkade ikkade is Telugu. Illi Kannada. Karnataka also you learned. So all the South Indian is over, right? So how do you learn? Ivide, avide, evide, inge, ange, enge, illi, alli, elli, ikkade, akkade, ekkade, idhar, udhar, kidhar, here, there, where. Finished. You know how to learn language, right? Many people translate and learn. Therefore, we lose the spirit. I did a Kannada certificate program and I was in Bangalore. I did my PhD in Bangalore. So I did a Kannada certificate. So, repeat, nanna talai. Nanna talai. Nanna means me. Means this. Talai means head. Finished. Do you require a translation? Did we learn our mother tongue in translation? Then why should you learn other tongue in translation? You don't require. But we must be able to communicate like this. It takes some time. But once you know the grip, it's very simple. That's how it should be learned. Now all the people, 26 different languages were taught to young, they are all early childhood educators. So I taught them this is the method to learn. That is what I explained here. Do lot of such small things which is more applicable in the world, you know. Very three. And what is exactly required? See, for example, when I was in Karnataka, the first few words which I learned is, I want tea along with the tiffin. Generally, tea is supplied after tiffin. So, Igale Kodi. Kodi means give. Igale means now. Now I want. Now, if you want food to eat, only two words you should know in Kannada. In any language. I want, if you should know, then they will serve. Enough also you should know. I want and enough. Saku, beku. Beku means I want. Beku. I want. Okay, so somebody goes with a carrier, you say, I want, call him. So he will give you, right? So to eat, you should know two words. Which are the words? I want and enough. Saku, beku. Finished. So like this, step by step, people should learn and use it as many times as you want. Any language learning, because I learned Russian, but I don't know anything now because I never used it.
Connecting to this question only, of course, the tendency inside the classroom is to speak Hindi or any their own particular lingua. Many of the boys are from Bihar side, Rajasthan side. So, of course, a small network is automatically happening inside the classroom to speak in that particular language. So, even if he is teaching in English, for example, as a communication point of view, how in a boarding school system, how we should try to maintain those things so that the maximum effect should be the one later stage. Because tendency, once the classroom is over, then again they are going back to Hindi, oblique, any other Bhojpuri, oblique, Rajasthani. So that again they are going back, then they are not sticking to that particular communication process as English. Because many of the boarding schools, oblique, English medium school, they focus more into English and even fine are imposed if we speak any other language, something like that. But here the such type of setup is not there. So then how we should go about such type of, in this type of system, how we will implement those things so that the maximum output we will get with limited time. In whatever time, the 7 years. No, not more than that we are not getting. So how can we?
See, the problem is most of the schools, I don't know these schools, most of the schools, English teachers speak good English. Rest of the subject is speakers horrible English. So what happens is English communication can happen only with English teacher at least. Even the other language teachers, or I am saying Hindi teachers can speak Hindi, but maths, physics, chemistry, all the English is too bad. See, for example, physical education teacher, if his English is not good, the children will learn bad English, wrong English. Otherwise, the classroom discussion itself is good enough for them to learn good English. Let them enjoy their mother tongue, right? Speaking in other language is not a fault. But at least in the classroom, at least in your, I am sure I have used only in classrooms or my office English. Otherwise, all communication just outside my office, in my boss place, or maybe in my subordinates, I will use English. Immediately after that, my the attender or maybe peon, everybody I use Hindi only, no? Is it because of that we are not able to learn? What happens is inside the classroom there is a very, very good English demand. That communication is not happening, it's only one way. So make sure all your children will start with questions. This I cannot do it because I am new to you, you are new to me. Assume that tomorrow morning I am going to talk to you. I will not speak, I will only ask people, ask questions. So make them to write down questions and then come. Everybody should have 10 questions to ask you. Write it down in English. That writing down in English, they can discuss with any of their friends. But which language they have to write? In English. Which language they will communicate for writing? English. Finished. Their English becomes good. Their English communication for maths, physics, chemistry, biology, social science, everything has to be improved. Make sure if those subject teachers are not doing, English teachers should do it. Their first class in the English class should be, show me your chemistry questions, show me your physics questions. Write it down, ask them to read it, with close the book, ask. That asking questions in the right way is very, very essential. Yeah.
In a very substantial way, sir, because I generally say that in our education system, children since their childhood, since they receive their formal education, they are made to write answers. As a result, they are not made to write questions. For instance, there is a lesson, teacher is not giving any questions, you frame questions. And that is why it happens with their communication also. Which place do you belong to? They may not be so fluent with this question, but they know that I belong to Darbhanga or I belong to Kanpur. Because framing question
Is very, very essential.
something that they are ill-equipped with.
They have to.
Why is it so? Because somehow there are certain things that are flawed in our education system. Since
No, but let us not find fault with education. My classroom is my classroom. You are the boss.
that is there. But the thing is, sir, as a language teacher, for instance, I'm not resorting to any excuses. But as a teacher, I feel that it is not so important to teach all the lessons.
Not required.
Because if right from class 1 to class 12, a child is just writing thousands of answers, but when it comes to tell about himself, he is fumbling. The example you told us that for that institution, when teachers were called and were made to write a brief of them, many amongst them, made errors and even they did not introduce themselves. So that is why I feel that CBSE should also do something that lessons should be less, but interactive English should be more. Because we as a teacher can do.
But what happens is, most of the time, the teachers also, I'll tell you now, I'll ask you. What is your job? Let me ask you, what is your job?
I have been appointed here as a teacher.
No, I am not asking your appointment order letter and that. What is that you do in your class?
I have to make my students better in my subject by enlightening, helping them.
No, I want one short, maybe 2 word or maybe 3. Facilitator. Now, what she does in her class is facilitating children. Now, I want somebody else to tell what do you do in your classroom, but don't use the word facilitator. Some other adjective, some other verb, some other noun. Tell me, what do you do in your class? Somebody else, some volunteers.
Sir, make them love the language.
So you make them learn. That's it.
No, love the language.
Yeah, love the language. Right. 2. Next, what do you do in your classroom? Make them think. Which subject to teach? Yeah, make them think mathematics. What do you do is that, right? Let me hear from all of you. Let me see how many different ways you can speak. Do this in your class with your students. Done. The job is done. Now tell me, somebody else.
Make them talk to me more and more during the class hours.
Talk to me. Communication. Yeah. Which subject you teach?
Geography.
Geography. Wonderful. But what you should do is you tell them about the geographical importance in the communication. Wonderful. Then make them to visualize. Yeah. What subject?
Science, chemistry.
You tell that. I wanted to them to visualize chemistry. Tell me, chemistry teacher, have you seen atom?
Sorry?
Have you seen atom?
No, I don't see it.
Why you don't see atom? How can you teach chemistry without visualizing an atom?
That's why I'm saying this. No? I can make them visualize.
How can they visualize when you have not visualized atom? What's your name? What, Nisha? You should see atom. I will show you atom. You want to see atom? You want to see atom?
I want to see atom. I make them visualize.
No, I am asking you. See, don't confuse them, Nisha. I asked you, have you seen atom? You said no. I am asking you, do you want to see atom? Now, you told that you will make your children to visualize. So, atom is the basic thing what comes in chemistry. So, I asked Nisha, have you seen atom? If you have not seen, how do you make your children to visualize it? Now, Nisha has not seen. I can make you to see. All of you can see atom in front of you now. You want it or not, I am asking. See, except Nisha, everybody wants. Nisha doesn't want to see atom. Now, I am asking you, Ma, Nisha, do you want to see atom now?
Yes.
Obviously, yes.
Not obviously. Why do you say obvious? Your communication, that's a problem I am saying. When I say, do you want? Second one, obviously. No. Tell me, do you want to see atom or not?
Yes, obviously.
That's the answer, no? Yes, do you want to see atom? Yes, a full mind, no? Why you have doubt? Immediate response. Tish. I have seen your children, very slow response. Immediately they don't respond. I asked all the leaders to come here. Somebody has to push them because you are being pushed every time. Volunteership is not coming.
When you asked them to come all the smart boys,
Huh.
so they were a bit hesitant, they were doubting that they were smart.
Why? See, I'll tell you when I do it in some, I have seen not 1,000, in the introduction to 1,000, probably 10,000s of schools. I will see the whole smart boys on the stage. The whole 300 was on stage sometime.
They were looking up to their
Why? That is why, because you have got seniority, connections will not come. See, here no student has come and touched me, talked to me and asked me questions, no interactions after that, because you always keep a distance. World is entirely different out. This is lot of hierarchy and then no interactions, no mixing, right? That's a problem actually. This is not what I do generally. I make people do. So I asked Nisha, do you want to see atom? Immediately. Jalandhara gade bhano. Repeat. Jala andhara gade bhano. Bhano is light. Take a tumbler of water, put a torchlight. Something will go inside. You will see small particle moving. Yat sushmam drishyate rajaha. What you will see is called rajaha. In a dark room, a slit of light comes, you will see some small particle moving. It's not dust. That's called rajaha. Okay? Any clean water also you will see this. Any clean space also you will see this. That's called a rajaha. Tasya trimshattamo bhagaha paramanu ridhismrdaha. Divide that into 300 pieces, you will see an atom. So how many atoms together you have seen? 300. Physically you want to see, take your hair. The thickness of hair, you cut it. It's a long one, right? But you know the thickness. In that thickness, you cut it. You will not be seeing it. Invisible. That's like a decimal dot in mathematics. You cannot see. Only array of dots you will see as line. Okay, that pixel thickness is 1 rajaha. 300 pieces. Now, have you seen 300 atoms or not? Yes? Tasya trimshattamo bhagaha paramanu ridhismrdaha. Divide it into 300, visualize. That's visualization. If you can visualize it in 300 pieces, that is an atom size. Now you tell me, are you able to visualize it in 300 pieces? If not, I will chant one more line, the last line. Nani nam drishti gojaraha. If your buddhi is working, it will work for you. Now everybody will say, yes, yes, right? Paramanu. Who is the first person who has seen atom in India? Kanada. This is Kanada's definition, Amma. This is Kanada's definition for chemistry atoms, which is reiterated by the 13th century chemist who is from Andhra Pradesh. There is a university under his name. There is a refinery under his name. There is a fertilizer company under his name. There is a medical company under his name. Because all these places chemistry comes into picture. Who is that? Nagarjuna. 13th century chemist who was a biology expert and chemistry expert, pharmacology expert, pharmacy expert. Got it? So chemistry can be visualized. But you must be able to visualize it first. Learn. Good, wonderful. Electrolysis. In my childhood and all, we have done a lot of electrolysis. Take a blade, put a copper coin, put both into copper sulfate, and automatically it will go. Got it? Put a bulb, put 2 lines under a battery, the line is not connected, put it in water, conductivity will not come, put some salt, mix it well, bulb will start burning. Both physics and chemistry. So many things can be shown. Very simple to see them. Yeah, good, wonderful. So visualize. That was a great thing. Visualization is one most, and that is applicable even in English classes. What the poet visualize, if I can make you to visualize, then you are in between the reader and the poet. Right? Do you have Wordsworth Solitary Reaper? Behold her single in the field yon solitary highland lass. I taught English before teaching maths. Behold her single in the field. Behold her single in the field. Solitary reaper. Solitary word means single. First line itself. Behold, single in the field. Yon solitary. Again the word is solitary. How many times the solitude comes in the solitary reaper? No? Right? Singing and reaping by herself. The herself is also alone. Don't disturb. She is singing and reaping. And somebody is coming. I made a tableau on this. Somebody was singing and reaping. The Wordsworth, I was the Wordsworth, I was standing. Somebody passage, somebody is coming. I said, hold, don't disturb her. Her song will stop, right? And then just pass without disturbing her. You are visualizing it. You have to make drama in the English class. English class should be always drama. I love teaching English probably than maths. You can do drama. Maths you cannot do many dramas, right? Good. Wonderful visualization. Every subject. But not that easy in some of the abstract subjects. Next. Another word. What do you do? Empower them. Empower them. Engage them in. Yeah, I want. See, this is what happens. As teachers, you are not able to get different words for the job what you do. Make them to understand. Yeah. Enlighten them. But actually what happens in all these words, what you are saying, you are doing it. Whether they get enlightened is, see, there is one perspective from the teacher's perspective, another perspective from the student's perspective. I teach, no, I make them to learn. Classroom is a learning classroom, not a teaching classroom. Otherwise what happens? I finished teaching. I hope you understood. Your hope is only your hope. Never happened. They are hopeless. Got it? My job is not finishing my syllabus. My job is making them to learn the syllabus. So how do you make sure? Make them to prepare questions. And my 30 points to students, 20 points to parents and teachers, there is a block. 30 points to students, 20 points to parents and teachers. The job is ask every student after a chapter to make a tough question paper. Gift it to their friends. You know how many questions will happen in the classroom? We have 20 children. Minimum 30 questions. Repeated questions can be 10 or 20. But still you have 10 questions. 10 into 20. 200 questions you can make in a classroom in a day. At the end of the chapter. If you sit, you cannot make that many number of questions. And if those questions are very creative questions, circulate among all of them, ask them to write it. Their English communication, empowering them to ask questions, all that we discussed will happen in the classroom. Now what happens is you are struggling too much, they are enjoying. They are not working, you are working. It should come the other way. They should work and you should enjoy. Got it? Don't have to teach. Finish one chapter one day. MPhil, the whole physics MPhil, one whole syllabus I finish in one day. Morning till evening. Finished. And ask them, you have 1 week time, prepare best questions and send it to me. Based on that you will get internal marks. Very difficult for them to prepare questions, I have seen. At the MPhil level. They are all university teachers tomorrow. They don't know how to prepare questions. Preparing questions is difficult. Make your children to ask questions, prepare and then come in the class. Ask them to read in case if they cannot speak, but after some time, close the question and ask. Then you will see how wonderful your students will become. Asking questions. Quest for knowledge. Question. That's, but don't question somebody. Ask questions. Okay, don't question somebody. Ask questions. So, how politely you ask? Is the question is to question somebody, or is it to know something? That will be understood from the way you ask. It has to be learned. Yeah.
Okay, take it.
Yeah. You want a break or we will stop? What is the time now? 11:40. Yeah. You can take a break.